Hello, hello, hello. Let's do a thrilling prog review. This was at my feet because I'm so lazy trying to figure out what to do next. But this one was at my feet because we were talking about it. Oldfield, Mike Oldfield. You know what I'm talking about because you read the title. You know. What the hell? It's a bit of toenail. Must have been. How's that get there? We live like pigs. Must have been when Verity was cutting her toenails. That's ruined the entire intro. Did you know that you can say fucking fuck at the beginning of your fucking videos now because YouTube says it's fucking okay and it won't affect fucking advertising? And it fucking marvellous, the cunts. And it fucking great that you can now fucking swear at the beginning of your videos. There'll be people that complain about that. I don't fucking care. But anyway, we're doing this Mike Oldfield box because I had it at my feet because we were talking about the reissue of Hergus Ridge, I believe. And mind you, look, what the I live like pig. But yeah, Hergus Ridge. Have I got it? I think that's. Yeah, I've got not the new one, but I've got the old one, the original one, because you can never have too many copies of the same thing. Am I right? But yeah, Hergus Ridge had a 50th anniversary vinyl reissue recently, and I did a video. And there are many different versions, very different mixes, because Mike Oldfield wasn't happy. There are three. I think there are three. The first one, the second one. No, there's four now. Sorry, there's four because you got the Atmos, Kotzen, whatever his bloody name is. So anyway, it brings us back to this boxed. Now this came out in 1976. Mike Oldfield had a really good run of albums, obviously. Tubular Bells, Hergus Ridge, Ommadawn. And from Ommadawn to Incantations, that was a 3-year wait. He got involved with Exegesis and yeah, that didn't act, and got married for a very brief time with someone involved with Exegesis and then phoned up Richard Branson and said, I've made a terrible mistake. And they kind of was, look it up, it's just too weird. They kind of break you and then rebuild you. It's a culty type, personality cult type thing, and you know, he got involved with that, so there's this big gap. That's why Incantation sounds very different from Ommadawn, because he'd been reprogrammed. But that's not the point. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about boxed, and this is it's a compilation. This is in any other form you'll be seen as a compilation. It's Virgin Records capitalising on the infamy, the fame of. Am I out of focus? God damn it, Darren! You should probably put your glasses on. Oh, is that better? I don't know. But yeah, this is like a compilation because it brings in those three albums, Tubular Bells, Hergus Ridge, Ommadawn, and a fourth album, loosely called Collaborations. Right? Now, originally, back in the day, this was released in '76. I was only 5 years old. I didn't get it then, but I got it later on in '89, I think it was. The missus got me a copy of it. There was a copy on cassette that was in the record shop in the arcade at Walthamstow. arcade. It's gone now. They knocked it down. They knock everything down. And she told a story of how they had to climb into a little storage cupboard to retrieve the cassettes because it'd been there for like, I don't know, 20 years. And nobody had ever wanted it. But she got it for me and I had it on cassette. And it's very good, very enjoyable. But then when cassettes fell out of favour and I was doing second-hand record shopping, I found this for quids. And I bought it. And I've owned it ever since. Why would you own it? Well, what's interesting about it is the albums in this were remixed in quadraphonic sound. Yeah, before 5.1, before Dolby Atmos, there was quadraphonic sound, and people with 4 ears and lots of pieces of string could hear the surround sound of the day. SQ quadraphonic matrix sound system thing, and you had to have a special decoder and 4 speakers to work it. Now they say that, again, a bit like Dolby Atmos, if you haven't got the speakers you can just play this on a regular stereo system and it will sound fine. But bringing back to Hergus Ridge, the version of Hergus Ridge in this album box set, is the version that Oldfield preferred and moved on with subsequently. So every pressing of Hergus Ridge after 1976 was the version from this box set. You know, it wasn't mixed down to stereo, it was the SQ quad mix. There you go, it goes to stereo, da 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 da. And so that was the version of Hergus Ridge that I was familiar with. So when they, you know, did the oh god, when was it, 2012? When was it released? I'm now going back in time. I'm trying to find a reference to Hergus Ridge. Really ought to do. People don't want to see this. They don't want to see this. When was it? Was it 20? When was the deluxe edition? 2010. So I was going to say 2014, but that would have been wrong. 2010, and you have to get it right, because otherwise people in the comments get all pissy with you and going, if you done your research, and do that. But yeah, when it was released in 2010 on Mercury Records, Oldfield went back and remixed it again, so now it's even weirder. And when I listened to it, it was like, what is this? This doesn't sound like anything. This doesn't sound like this. And I wasn't too keen on it, because the version from this 1976 stripped back a lot of the busyness that you get on the album, the opening sections, removed some of the vocals, you know, boosted, and he messed around with it. He liked it. I'm not so keen on it, because I grew up with it. Again, the version you hear first is usually the version that you like. So that's what's interesting about this box set, is that this is where all the surround sound quad happened. It happened in this, and it's a nice little set. I mean, if you do see it, I got it on cassette back in the day. It was in a chunky old box. Was it 4 cassettes? I think it was. And that's nice. And it comes with a booklet. And this is really good, because, you know, Mr. Oldfield poses with his guitar collection. So, you know, if you like that kind of thing, and there's some words for you to read. And I mean, that's the best one there. He's got all his musical gear, and here he's enjoying a pint. Is it Guinness? Looks like a Guinness that he's drinking. And there's even some parrots there. And so you get this lovely little booklet explaining, and there's the last page, which is called Collaborations. So we'll get to that in a minute. So it's a nice collection. Oh look, in my version, I've got a DVD of the quad mix. When did I make that? So I can play the original quad mixes if I so ish on my 5.1 hi-fi. There you go. Someone must have uploaded that. I don't think I would have done it, and I've downloaded the files and created a DVD. Naughty pirate, Darren. So yeah, that's the box set, and then you got the LPs. Now this is a later one because it's got the modern Virgin Records label. So this would have been put out in the, I'd say about 83-ish. Again, I'm just doing it on the basis of the labels there. So that's Tubular Bells, obviously. This one is Hergus Ridge. I actually listened to this before lunch today. So that's the next one. We have Omador. Again, of all, it's a shame they didn't do something with the labels to make them a bit more distinctive, or put them in their own sleeves, art sleeves. But this is how it was. And this is the collaborations disc, which is quite good fun. And we're going to get to that now, because that's the other reason why you'd buy this, because of the collaborations part. Now, more recently, not sure what year it was now, I'm just going to check. Did it say 2016? They released the collaborations album as a breakout vinyl with all the bits on, and the pictures of him on the trampoline. And there's some interesting stuff, and again, I remember listening to this back in the day and really enjoying it, and it caused me to seek out David Bedford's work. In fact, I got a copy of the Odyssey for £1 on the back of this. So yeah, two sides. First side, Phaeacian Games, that's taken from the Odyssey album by David Bedford, and again, these are instrumental pieces that you may not be familiar with. Extract from Star's End, which is another David Bedford album, again called Star's End. The Rio Grande is another great piece. That's from the Rime of the Ancient Mariner, again another Bedford album. And then on the second side, you've got more Oldfield instrumentals. First Excursion, which was recorded in August 1976. Argiers, January 76. Portsmouth, you know that one, January 76. In Dulce Jubilo, you know that one, in October 75 that one was. And the highlight of the album, Speak Though You Only Say Farewell, with David Bedford on piano and Mike Oldfield singing, from 1974. Yeah, it shows you that Oldfield probably isn't the greatest vocalist, though I do think he's hamming it up a bit with that one. Also on this, on the Tubular Bells edition, you have the original version of the Sailor's Hornpipe with Vivian Stanshall walking around with all the microphones, doing his diatribe, doing his monologue to the microphone in a rather drunken state, which again was, I think, restored, put back. They released it when the original Tubular Bells box set came out in 2009, 9, and subsequently appeared on, I think, everything after that. On a lot of the releases, it's appeared in one form or the other, which is always good fun to see. So yeah, I mean, you can still pick it up now. There's even a CD edition of it. I wouldn't get that. Why wouldn't you get it? Because what they did with the CD edition is they put it out on 3 CDs, but because there's enough space, they tacked on a couple of tracks from the collaboration box set onto each of the Tubular Bells, Hergus Ridge, Omador discs. So you get the album and then you get unrelated tracks. I don't think that I had the CD version as well. Of course I did, because I owned it all. And I thought that the running order just didn't work. The collaborations album, I think, works really well together, and it's a bit of a hidden gem. I do think it's really well worth checking out. It made an impression on me back in the day, and again, it's got some of the hits on the second side there. So yeah, that's what we've talked about. We talked about the Mike Oldfield Boxed album. Have I put it all back in here properly? No, I haven't. There we go. My DVD was hanging out at the bottom. That's not good. You don't want that to happen, do you? You don't want that to happen. But yeah, it's a pretty cool set, and I think it's well worth picking up on the vinyl. There's plenty of them floating around out there, not too expensive, and we have this MC Escher inspired sleeve, which is pretty cool. And yeah, check it out, Mike Oldfield Boxed. Something that you may not be familiar with, or you may be. There'll be people out there go, I know about all that. What's he talking about? But there might be some people that aren't familiar with it, and it's worth it for the Collaborations disc alone. If you can't get the 2016 vinyl edition. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed it. This video. If you haven't, well, I'm sure there'll be a better one along in a minute after me, as long as it's not another one of my videos, and then I don't know, just unsubscribe, block. I don't know what I can recommend. And that's it. Thank you for watching. There's no more thing left to say by now. You should know what that is. And that is PROG on.